During the last several videos, we've been learning how to form basic triads such as major, minor, diminished, and augmented. And today I'd like to take up 6 chords where you add the 6th note of the scale to the chord. Let's take a quick review though of the basic triads, triad meaning a 3-note chord. There's only 4 of them really. The major chord is made up of the root, 3rd, and 5th of the major scale. A minor chord, you lower the 3rd of a half step, so it's the root, the flat 3rd, and the 5th. For a diminished triad, you not only lower the 3rd, but you also lower the 5th, so that's C diminished. And then for an augmented triad, you simply raise the 5th of a major triad. So you have 4 kinds of triads: major, minor, diminished, and augmented. And we learn them in all keys: C major, C minor, C diminished, augmented, F major, minor, diminished, augmented, and so on. Okay? I won't repeat that right now because you can review that on your own, but today I'd like to take up 6 chords, and a 6th chord is simply where you add the 6th note of the scale to the major chord. So where's the 6th note of the C scale? Well, if this is the root, the 3rd, and the 5th, then the 6th would be there, wouldn't it? And if you can prove that by playing up the C major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just adding the 6th note of the scale to the major triad. Okay? So that's C6. What would F6 be? Right, we take the 6th note of the major scale, which would be D, right? Notice that the 6th is always a whole step above the 5th, not a half step, never a half step. It's always a whole step above the 5th, okay? So G6, we would add E to make G6. For D, what would we do? That's right, we'd add a B. For E, what would we do? Should we add C? No, because that's only a half step above the 5th. We have to go up a whole step, so it would be C sharp. So that's E6. There's an A major triad. How would we add a 6th? Right, we go up a whole step from E, and that's F sharp. And so that's A major 6. There's D flat major. How would you make a 6th there? Well, we take the 6th note of the D flat scale, and notice that the 6th is always a whole step above the 5th, so that would be D flat 6, wouldn't it? Here's E flat. Where's the 6th? Right, a whole step above the 5th. So that's E flat 6. There's A flat, a whole step above the 5th, which is F. There's G flat. A whole step above the 5th is E flat. In other words, D flat is the 5th, so a whole step up is E flat, so that's G flat 6. Also, inharmonically, it's F sharp 6, isn't it? If we call it F sharp, then this would if we call it F sharp 6, then this would be F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. Or we could call it G flat, B flat, D flat, and E flat. It's just inharmonic. Different names, but it sounds exactly the same. Excuse me. The B chord is like that, B major triad. So we go take the 6th note of the B scale, which is the 5th, a whole step above the 5th, and that's B6. And B flat 6, we'd add the 6th note of the B flat scale, and so that would be B flat 6. So let's just review that quickly. C major 6, F major 6, G major 6, D major 6, E major 6, A major 6, D flat major 6, E flat major 6, A flat major 6, G flat major 6, B major 6, and B flat major 6. And of course, it goes without saying, you can play those in the left hand as well as the right hand, can't you? And so on, okay? Or you can play them upside down. You don't have to play a chord that way. You could turn it upside down. I could put the C on top, couldn't I? And have E, G, A, C. Same 4 notes, it's just upside down. I could turn it upside down again, couldn't I? G, A, C, E. And I could do that all over the keyboard. So anywhere I want to play, C6 is available to me. And I could arpeggiate it, couldn't I? Any way I want. Okay, so that's it for major 6 chords. So we'll see you shortly with minor 6 chords. See you then.